Welcome back to the Wizard Weekly, where we talk about everything in gaming. Yes, my wizards, today is a very special day as Nintendo has revealed their Steam Deck console skinned in a Nintendo Switch 2 logo. Stick around towards the end of the video and we'll deep dive into that, but right now I don't want to deep dive into, the next generation of Nintendo, and more so the last generation that they've kind of done away with in, recent years, more specifically the Wii U console. And I only want to talk about this waste of computer architecture because Nintendo, they've recently become aware of, the services that have been put in place by, players that want to keep the Wii U alive, because last year in April, Nintendo shut down the online services of 3DS and Wii U. So, there's people out there that have just made replacement online servers for people to play on if they want to have like multiplayer games and whatnot. And in this tweet from 2 days ago, Nintendo, they asked folks to, refrain from using such services as they might pose an unexpected security risk. And look, from an emotional reaction, this just sounds like Nintendo trying to control the narrative of, pirating your games and having jailbreaked hardware, like they're trying to control the narrative with all their new systems, this time with a dead console that they stopped supporting, so it just comes off as the wrong way. And I'm sure part of that is true. We do have examples like Gary Bowser, who was paying Nintendo for the rest of his life because he was, illegally selling games that you can't even buy at most stores anymore. But the fact of the matter is, when using official online services on the internet that you just, find from, word of your friend or like on a Reddit or whatnot, there is a security risk in that, just, on principle. There's no telling who might sneak something in a download. There's no telling you might download the wrong link. They always have like these advertisements that have download now that just might be leading you to a whole different website that, gives you something else. But it didn't stop the nostalgic Wii U community from outlashing at Nintendo for this tweet. And even some of the open source online services that people do trust, like Pretendo, they're one of the folks that do create good game service for the 3DS and, Wii U consoles. But they claim that we understand Nintendo's warning, always be cautious of what you're downloading, but their tools are open source and they're committed to user safety, going so far as to release security patches for games Nintendo themselves no longer supports. Checkmate. I do think that that is sick because it once again shows the case of, gamers that love these consoles and, want the potential of them to be reached at all times, stepping in to do things that the gaming company themselves won't do. Like, we even just got a new Switch eShop called Better eShop that the website of Nintendo Life has created that, get rid of all that AI generated bullshit and all the bloatware that you don't want on a Nintendo console eShop, and it works fine, and players are really loving it so far. So yeah, really cool to see the online community stepping up once again, but like always, just be careful when you're doing anything with like jailbroken systems or downloading something to your console that isn't official from Nintendo or any, a game company that you're jailbreaking or whatnot. And moving on, Valve is once again making headlines in the PC gaming world because over in this past week at CES, the new Legion Go S handheld PC gaming system, it was revealed that one of the versions is going to have a SteamOS native support, and that is really cool because it shows that Valve is expanding their reach with their OS system. It's really simple to use and the Steam Deck users love it, and the people that use Steam in big screen mode on their PCs. But of course, in drama farm fashion, once this news hit the internet, it exploded as Steam trying to go against Windows and trying to make competition for Windows as a whole operating system and whatnot, trying to put their system in a whole bunch of other devices. And I mean, I don't think there's any PC gamer out there that would be against having any competition towards Windows 11 since it's so ass. But one of Valve's head developers, Pierre-Luc Griffiths, he recently came out and talking about this whole competition that's been brewing on the internet with people talking about it. He claims that while the open source operating system is still in its early stages and needs a lot of work, he doesn't think that the goal is to have a certain market share or to push users away from Windows. But if it's a good alternative, it's cool, but their goal isn't to convert any users. And I mean, sure, while Valve has obviously made competitive business practice in the past because, they are a really big business in the PC gaming world and regarded as one of the best, one of the reasons that Gabe Newell is so respected is because he does things that just make sense and he doesn't try to, overstep his hand with Steam. Like, there's so many cool tools for gaming developers to use on that platform that make putting games out so much easier. And even with the Steam Deck, it works well. It's at a pretty affordable price if you want to compromise, obviously, for less space and shit. But they're trying to share the love with that as well, putting this Steam OS on other platforms. So I doubt that there's any residing feelings to outperform Windows 11. Obviously, back in the day, Gabe did say Windows 8 was like a freaking cancer to the game industry, and I mean, he wasn't lying. But I just think that any side of gaming just need indirect or direct competition, because if we're just all under one conglomerate and, you know, they just have control of the market, we're gonna be paying insane prices, be subject to these stupid changes like these freaking Windows Copilot that they're trying to force on everyone's system. That kind of stuff, we don't need that. We need other options. So I am happy to see that SteamOS is, you know, broadening its view on, you know, PC gaming. Moving on once again, this morning I read an article that sparked an emotional reaction out of me, and I just knew I had to talk about it in today's video and rant just a little bit. And this was from a report that claims veteran researcher and analyst Matthew Ball claims that Grand Theft Auto 6 costing, you know, up to $100 could be really good for the industry. Okay, just let me explain. Now, I have no footing to discredit my man's work. Like you just saw, he is a veteran market analyst, and he even made a multi-page essay detailing all the reasons that Grand Theft Auto 6 costing up to $80 or $100 would be better for the industry. And it really came down to its main points being, you know, exhaustion of decade plus growth drivers, competitive and budgetary escalations, and all the recent financial events and epidemics. He claims that Grand Theft Auto 6 being the anticipated game that it already is, it pushing the ball of, you know, costing at $80 to $100 so that, you know, these game studios can, you know, push growth in the industry. It would cause a domino effect to where other studios feel more comfortable to charge more for their games and overall make a healthier, you know, gaming market. And that right there is literally the reason why we don't want this game to cost as much as $80 to $100. Look, I don't know the financial situation of this guy, or even if he plays video games or not, but I don't know if he knows the pain of paying $75 on a game that just turns out to be ass. So I'm not saying Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be ass. Obviously, I really doubt it is, but imagine if Grand Theft Auto 6 charges $80 and then the new norm is $80, and then we get a new freaking, I don't know, 2K game that comes out and it's so ass and you wasted all that money. Like, games are obviously going to get more expensive as time goes on. Like, that's a given, you know, inflation, all that other shit, that's going to happen. Like, eventually games might just be $80 or $100, but pushing it right now, especially when gaming is already insanely expensive, Nintendo really has sales. They're still charging $60 for games that are like 5 years old, and then you already have all these new developers that are trying to, you know, make AAA gaming seem more than what it is and charging all these extreme prices. It's gonna damn near kill the line, bro, or at least encourage more piracy than there already is, and that's already like a big problem that the freaking government is like trying to crack down on. So yeah, man, obviously this guy has the analytic point of view and he knows what he's talking about, and I'm sure that, you know, games costing much more would make the industry more healthier. But dude, we barely have this money, and you know, nobody wants to pay this much for a game that's subpar. Feels like a game that we've already played before. Like, that's just not realistic for someone that plays video games, and I just don't think that this person plays video games. Alright, and now we are here. Now, I know by the time you're watching this video, you're already fatigued if anything Switch 2 related, and this only been like the first day. But just bear with me and let me get my licks in, because I've been talking about this console and its leaks for the past, like, you know, three to 5 months, and to see it finally be revealed by Nintendo is a really not that surprising. Now, I do like the new stand on the screen here. I don't remember that from the console design leaks and whatnot. The new rumored Joy-Cons look as expected, but you know, that C button that people were speculating on for the past couple of months is just not, it's not a C on this button on the right Joy-Con here. So I'm not sure if Nintendo's willing to reveal that at a later date, or if there's actually like some sort of other function that they have yet to reveal. And even the colorways that we saw leaked are, you know, really official here. And I'm not really the biggest fan of the accent black and the colors of, you know, the Joy-Cons here. I kind of prefer having the whole Joy-Con a certain color, but I'm sure Nintendo, they're going to have a myriad of different, you know, color palettes for you to choose from. As long as they can charge you more to pay for these peripherals, they're going to do that. But yeah, they even showed the Nintendo Joy-Cons like sliding on the ground here, you'll see. And people are speculating that there's going to be some sort of mouse feature that the Joy-Cons will have now, and that's pretty cool. You know, that was rumored for the past couple of weeks, and I didn't really believe that at first, but you know, seeing the trailer, it might be likely. But yeah, everything that we've had rumored and leaked for these last couple of weeks, mainly it's all here and in its, you know, official form. Now, I gotta be honest, you know, the new Steam Deck black look for like the base console, it's cool and all, but something about, just look at the back of this. I might just be tweaking, but something about the big 2 on here, it just makes it kind of looks out of place. I don't know if that might just be me. I'm not really a fan of the logo that much. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe if they took the Nintendo Switch off and just had the little Switch logo in the 2, I don't know, man. Just something about that big ass 2 just is irking me. But that's not all. We also got a new glimpse at the new Mario Kart game. Finally, after freaking 11 years of the same Mario Kart freaking 8 game that's got numerous updates, finally we can retire that and have a new iteration of Mario Kart. The new in-package Switch controller looking nice, and the handles now look a little bit more glossy than the originals. And in this frame, they claim that Nintendo Switch games will be compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2, but they claim that some games may not be supported on the Switch 2 for some reason, and I don't know why that would be, because you would guess that the Nintendo Switch 2 could do everything plus, you know, what the Nintendo Switch can do. But their last frame is a date for the next Nintendo Direct, to which they're obviously going to show off this console, being April 2nd, 2025. And I'm sure there's Nintendo fans screaming and crying at that right now, because we would have expected for it to be like just a month out, and now if we're having to wait even more, you know, it is what it is. And that's all I got for today, man. If you enjoyed, leave a like a video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.